Hello everyone, welcome back to Streed's Guide to Fraggle Rock. Today I'm going to be reviewing Season 3, Episode 7, Believe It or Not. This episode starts out with Doc telling Sprocket about an incident that Captain's in where a spider scared Miss Ardath, and he discovers that Sprocket himself is fearful of arachnids. Believing that every creature has a right to live, he plans to help Sprocket overcome his fear. Meanwhile, Red's heading to the garden, primed for adventure with Wimbley, and outside, Ma and Pa are arguing about cleaning the basement, with Pa being particularly reluctant to do so.
Well, I'm not real reluctant, I'm just part reluctant.
Junior announces that he's caught something, and Ma's not keen to this, demanding that the two clean the basement. We then cut to Red and Wimbley, who stumble across a peculiar fuzzly creature who sings a catchy song about his eccentric powers.
Now you see me. Now you don't know. Where'd he go? Wow. Now I think I'll see me. Now I won't. You only see what you seem to believe to be me. You hear that, Wimbley? Well, make it believe that the dream in your head could be me. I don't get it. But it's only you that you see. He sounds like me. But it's
Afterwards, Red believes he has pigtails and names this lovable fuzzball Skinfrith. Fun fact, the writer of this episode, Jocelyn Stevenson, named him after a real derelict castle called Skinfrith. Red also believes Skinfrith loves water and swimming, so they plan to take him back to the rock, and Wimbley interrupts with a story from Uncle Matt. Matt finds himself in England and observes some British guards doing British guard things, believing that their hats are fuzzy pets. Junior quietly tries to sneak away, and Ma reprimands him, telling him to fetch Pa and try to help pry the door open. Pa wakes up from a rest and complains about cleaning the basement since there's nothing down there but water. Skinfrith overhears this and rushes to the Gorg's castle. By the way, Wimbley's panicked reaction here is priceless.
No, Skinfrith! Not that way! Don't go in there! That's where the Gorgs live!
Inside the castle, Junior and Pa are desperately trying to pull the door open until it finally gives way as Skinfrith joyfully hops into the basement. While the Gorgs fear there's something disgusting down there.
Hey, Ma, I think there's something disgusting down there.
Oh no! I do believe there's a monster in the basement. Wimbley, if the Gorgs believe Skinfrith is a monster, then he'll turn into a monster!
Back in the workshop, Doc has psychotically plastered photos of insects all over the workshop. Is this supposed to be helping? We return to the castle, and Ma greatly exaggerates the appearance of the supposed monster, causing poor Skinfrith to undergo a terrifying transformation.
No, don't tell me I'm a monster! I can't stand googly eyes and frowns!
The Gorgs are terrified, and Pa comes up with a plan to use Junior as bait, so whenever the monster lunges at him, he'll thump it. It doesn't work, obviously, and Red and Wimbley try to sneak past the Gorgs to help Skinfrith. Left with no other options, Pa comes up with another plan for Junior to head down into the dingy basement and capture the monster with a little net. Ma's greatly opposed to this, despite not raising a single concern with Pa's first plan, and tells him to do it, to which he backs out and Ma does it herself. You go, girl. You know, you'd think a confirmed war veteran like Pa wouldn't be too afraid of a mere monster in the basement. How did a guy who fears both heights and monsters survive in so many wars? He thinks he's about as much of a legitimate war veteran as the Stallion Chugger. Red and Wimbley finally get their chance, and Wimbley's convinced that there's a monster down there. Junior spots them and accidentally slams the door shut, trapping her in the basement.
Oh no! That means I'm locked in here with the monster. Hey, Red, we're locked in here with a Gorg and a monster. Hey, Wimbley, I'll give you the Gorg, but there is no monster. You've got to keep believing that. Okay, Red, if you say so. Hey, Skinfrith, boy, look at you. No wonder everyone believes you're a monster. But you can't fool me. I see your pigtails. Hey, Red, look at it. Red. A monster!
return to the workshop, and Doc's still trying to cure Sprocket of his phobia, with his method being surrounding Sprocket by imagery of bugs, so that way he gets used to them and the fear decreases. He's even crafted a little hat.
Now, Sprocket, that can't possibly scare you now, can it? You see, this cure is going to take longer than I thought.
We return to the basement, and Junior tells Ma of the Fraggle's presence. She freaks out, and Skinfrith returns as Wimbley tries to convince Red that he isn't really a monster. However, they still have yet to convince Ma. She gives up, and Wimbley does his best to convince her that Skinfrith isn't a monster by pointing out his pigtails. She still doesn't believe them until Wimbley gets fed up with her bullshit, calls her the monster, and they both gradually believe Skinfrith back to himself again.
We do not believe there are any fangs. Look at that. But I thought... Say, didn't you used to have fangs, or is it just my imagination? Look, Wembley, no fangs!
Yeah, now for the two heads. Yeah. Skinfrith doesn't really have two heads, does he, Red?
No way!
Ma grabs little Skinfrith and decides to keep him as their pet. Red's rightfully concerned, but Wimbley points out that so long as they believe he'll be alright, no harm will come to him. We return to the workshop with Doc testing Sprocket, saying that his fear of bugs has seemingly been cured.
What's that? There's a bat in the attic? A real live one? And you want me to get rid of it? Oh, no, I don't mind bats. Yes, I'll be right there. Oh, Sprocket, what am I going to do? I hate bats. They give me the creeps. Oh, you're right. There's nothing to be afraid of.
This was a rather standard episode, but a whimsical and fun one for sure. It tackles the power of belief, and how belief can either exacerbate or improve the situation. And as per usual, Fraggle Rock does this in a fantastical manner, with Skinfrith being representative of imagination itself. Speaking of Skinfrith, he's a very lovable character, and Dave Goelz does an impeccable job at bringing him to life and making him seem likable. There's only one song here, Now You See Me, and it's really catchy and trippy. It tells you everything you need to know about Skinfrith and his groovy abilities. But perhaps what I loved most about this episode was the set design of the murky basement. Aside from Skinfrith, it's really the only thing that sets this episode apart from the rest and makes it more distinct. Red and Wimbley make for an okay duo, but part of me wishes this were a Boober and Wimbley episode. It would have been funny to see Boober horrified at the prospect of a being that could change into anything based off belief alone. I won't say there's no spark of fun with Red and Wimbley, but there's considerably less. Or maybe that's just a side effect of the general okayness of this episode. As for the Doc subplot, I thought it was pretty decent. Nothing too stand out, but you've got a few glints of comedy here and there. My biggest criticism with this episode is that it's not too memorable. Plenty of fun and nowhere near boring, but like Doomsday Soup, I don't have all that much to say about it. I'm gonna give this one a decent, suitable doozer stick. Well guys, before I conclude this review, I'd once again like to thank you all for watching this season. It's comparatively shorter than the last season, but this is due to my life being busier than usual. I wouldn't want to go at the same pace, more exhausted, and risk creating mediocre videos. That's how my Gunsmoke reviews were killed. I've made some minor improvements in the audio quality and volume regulation too, but I've still got some ways to go. Who knows, maybe next season I'll have a completely different microphone. Well guys, that was Season 3 of Streed's Guide to Fraggle Rock, and I will see you all next season.